Hello, I am Ragnarok, and welcome to the Reckoning. So today we're going to be looking at an Age of Calamitous plants and herbs, how and where. Basically, we're going to be taking a look at the herbs and plants that are specific to the Age of Calamitous mod for Conan Exiles the game, where to get them or how to get them. Just a couple of things to mention. We are playing on. This is going to be demonstrated on a single player server. The mat harvesting rate is increased to 10 times. I'll also be cloaked for the video because this is a video on how to get mats, not how to fight things. So just for sake of ease of the video and to make it a not billion-year length video. So we're not going to be going over everywhere you get the mats, because a lot of these mats you can get from a lot of places, from bosses, from mini bosses, Age of Calamitous thrall drops, chests, like a lot of places. And some of them you can get from multiple. There's a lot of crossover, so we're just gonna go over some of the easier ways to get the specific mats. It's not all of them. When we show the mats themselves, like the nodes, for example, we show the yellow lotus flower, where I'll show a map and we'll have some circles on where on the map you can commonly find these things, but I'm not gonna show everywhere, either because I don't know everywhere because it's a big map, or it's just there's so many places give you the quick gist. So don't take this as 100% all too. It's just some of the easiest ways that I personally find, and the common places you can find these things. But there's definitely more ways to get these mats. Okay, so the first thing to make note of is that all the Age of Calamitous plants can be gotten through planting or farming or whatever you want to call it. So I usually don't. You usually can't do this to more mid game. I mean, I guess it would be like mid early, or late game, depending on the seeds and all that stuff, and the amount of money it takes to buy the seeds and make everything. So it really depends. But I'm gonna do a quick guide on how to actually. I wouldn't say really guide. I'm gonna go over really quickly on how to actually make these, to actually do these things through the planting. But the main part of this video is going to be actually where to find these naturally without actually creating planters and getting mats to feed the planters and fuel and all that. But I'll go over it really quick. So these are the planters. These are the 9 herbs or plants, whatever, that are in the Age of Calamitous mod. What you basically going to need is you're going to need your ingredients trader, which is right here in market trading. You are also going to need farming. And you're going to need this for either this windmill, or the water mill. And then you're also going to need gardener, which is right here in Art of Craft. And you're going to need that for your indoor or outdoor planter. Lastly, you are going to need the normal vanilla part of the game, the peasant right here. The reason you're going to need that is because you're going to need that to make the compost heaps, so you can actually make compost. What you need is either indoor or outdoor planter. They're exactly the same, just one has an indoor look, one has an outdoor look. You're going to need either the water mill or the windmill or the improvised windmill. Doesn't really matter. The reason you're going to need this is because you're going to need buckets of water. And buckets of water come from both. These are automatic stations, so these generate these over time. We actually do have a video, automatic crafting stations, where we go over all the Age of Calamitous automatic crafting stations that give you mats just by, once you make them, they just naturally generate them. And then let's see, your ingredients trader is where you're gonna buy your seeds, and then you have your compost heap. I have 2 compost heaps because you're gonna need potent compost, not regular compost, but potent. Potent compost made compost, blood, raw ash makes potent, or compost done in raw ash. This way it takes more mats, because I think it's 10 done and 2 and 2. So 2, 10, 2. I think this way is 2, 2, 2. I think that's correct. Either way, it takes those 3 mats. Once you get those, you come over to the nice little planters, put the seeds in, put water in, you put the potent compost in, and it will craft. It's pretty slow. I think it's supposed to be something like 5 minutes per. I forget the exact rate. But there's your plants. So we have all the plants. Some of them, for some reason, don't show. I don't know if it's a glitch in single player or whatever. Like, for example, the DragonFern, or maybe it just doesn't have a visual representation for it. Either way. So I have them split up because these 3 are normal seeds you can buy from the ingredients trader default, normal. with no right off the bat. As soon as you get her, you can buy these 3 seeds. These 6, or actually I should probably go over which 3 of these are. It's the bitter Crinila, the bluebell, and the DragonFern. DragonFern? Yeah, DragonFern. These 6 over here, the Aurora plant, Widow's leaf, blue. Oh, did I say bluebell over there? Oh, sorry, Lunar Hemp, Calathuia plant, mystical plant, and Firebloom. These 6 you actually need to learn the specialty farming, I believe it is. And the way you learn that is if you go right here on the map, this little peninsula. This is actually where the Stormhold camp is. Right on the left side of the shore, right around here, there's like a downed boat. You'll see George McWillan. I think it's McMillan, whichever his name is. Either way, he's an NPC, 37 copper. You pay to him. You purchase the specialty farming feat, and then he gives you a book. You read the book, and then you get the feat. Once you get that feat, you'll go to her, and she'll have all the seeds. So she'll have the Aurora Herb seeds and what other... there, the Calathuia plant, and so on. Without that feat, you won't learn those seeds to put in there. Okay, so like I said, quick guide. Maybe we'll do an actual like full-on planting guide and all that stuff later, but I think that gives you at least a gist. So let's actually go over the nodes for each item. Okay, so the first plant we have is the bitter Crinila. You're gonna find that from the true indigo plant. So any true indigo node, that's where you're gonna find that specific plant. The true indigo looks like this. You'll find them in a couple places throughout the map. It's a normal vanilla resource, but it also drops bitter Crinila. So we're going to cut a couple of these. There you go. That should be enough. And there's your bitter Crinila right there. As you can see, drop rate's pretty low compared to the true indigo. Again, we're on a 10-tame server, just to mention. And as you can see, we also get Lunar Hemp here. And we'll re-mention this again when we get to Lunar Hemp. But bitter Crinila, it only drops from true indigo as far as natural nodes. There are other places you can get it, but as far as nodes, true indigo. And as far as where you can find them on the map, I will highlight a couple areas on the map where you can find the true indigo place, at least common areas that I typically find true indigo in places that I build. Okay, so the next plant is the bluebell plant, or the bluebell mat. We get that from the false mandrake plant. The false mandrake plant kind of looks similar to the gray lupine, so it's easy to mix up sometimes, but false mandrake is brown with a little bit of purple. And let's cut a couple open. Let's see if we can get some bluebell out of this. None so far. That's gray lupine. There we go. Okay, so you see we had to cut a good amount of them open. You actually get more Widow's Leaf than you do Bluebell, but it doesn't matter. So Bluebell only comes from the Falls of Mandrake as far as natural nodes. So you can see pretty high. I mean, like I said, 10-time server, so you can just chop a 0 off each of these. So, I mean, you're looking at, what is that, 158. You'd get 13 out of 158, so you do the math. And granted, the rates are going to fluctuate. Sometimes you get more per tree. I took 3 trees before I got some, but as far as where to find them on the map, these are some common places where you can find false mandrake. It's not all places. I'll say it again. I just want to make sure, because I know I'm probably see a comment down there being like, hey, this is... I find them in Q7 or whatever, and I'm like, not all places. Anyways. Okay, and the next plant would be, or mat, would be the DragonFern. DragonFern you're going to get from gray flower lupine. So this is what it looks like. Kind of similar to the false mandrake, except for it's green and gray instead of brown and purple. Cut a couple of these real quick. We get any? Yes, we did. Cool. So there you go. There's your DragonFern plant. And again, you can look at the rates. And this is where it is typically found, or some of the places you can find gray flower lupine. So the next set of herbs, this will start the herbs that you need the specialty feat for. The last 6 of them, you need the specialty farming feat to grow them in planters. They're also unique because each one of these actually has multiple nodes they can come from. Well, one of them doesn't, but majority of them do. So there's actually a couple different types of plants you can get these things from. So the first one is going to be the Aurora Herb. A very common herb you're probably going to use a lot of when you in the mod. When crafting a lot of different stuff. You can get it from 3 different plants. The aloe plant, which is this. And there you go, we got it right there. So not too bad. And the next place you can get it from is the purple lotus and the yellow lotus flowers. So I just happen to be in an area that's really good for, if you want a raw herb, this is a great place for it. I'll show it in the map when I pull it up in a second. But we'll do the yellow lotus first. And let's do the purple lotus, just to show we can get that. And there you go, right off the bat on that one. So, yellow lotus, purple lotus, and there's your raw herb. So we got a little bit from each plant. And we will show on the map. So, we're right here. L7 is a great place for, actually, this whole, like, a lot of the L7, L8 area is really good for a lot of the herbs. So, if you're in the jungle, this top part right here is really, really good. But anyways, I'll show a bunch of places on the map right now that are really good. It's pretty much any place with water, shy of the snow area. But pretty much if there's water, you're going to find one of these 3 plants. The entirety of this river right here is yellow lotus flower and aloe. Aloe's through the river. A lot of yellow lotus here. A lot of aloe and yellow lotus here. So it's pretty much everywhere there's water. Okay, so the next one is the Widow's Leaf. Widow's Leaf can be gotten through 2 specific nodes we already went over, both the False Mandrake and the Gray Flower Lupine. So in front of us we have the False Mandrake. And there you go, right off the bat. And here's the Gray Flower Lupine to also get Widow's Leaf. Let's see if we get to drop on one of these. There it is. And there it is right there, Widow's Leaf. So bring it up on the map real quick, show a couple common places to get both the Gray Flower Lupine and the False Mandrake plants. There are also Widow's Leaf nodes that spawn in the... Actually, here, let me fix this. There are Widow's Leaf nodes that spawn inside the named city. I'll circle it right now. They do spawn there. They don't really spawn that often, and I've actually never tried to get it in multiplayer because usually multiplayer I just farm False Mandrake and Gray Lupine because they're so abundant. The next one is the Calathuia plant. Who knows if I'm saying that right, but either way. This one is actually one of the only of the new 9 that you can only get from, well, not only, but it's the node that it naturally gives is the coral. That's the only place, at least that I've seen to get it. It does say you can get it from algae and vines. I've never seen to get it drop from that. Again, I have only ever tried it in single player because the the coral is pretty much in every body of water in the game, including the body of water in the frozen area. So if there is water and it's deep enough to swim, I can guarantee you're going to find the coral. So I don't ever try to get it from anything else. But to show you what it looks like, swim out a little bit. And this is the coral right here. This is, like I said, every body of water that's swimmable has it in it for the most part, if not all of it. And we got right off the bat. And right there, there's your plant. So I'll show on the map where you can get it, but like I said, it's pretty much every body of water you can swim in. So if there's water and it's swimmable, I mean, we're talking about even this body of water up here, all in here, pretty much all body of water. Next one is another common one you'll get depending on which faction you pick, the Lunar Hemp, or Lunar Hemp. Lunar Hemp can be gotten from True Indigo, which we saw earlier, Midnight Blue, which we're about to show. Those are the 2 common nodes. So this is Midnight Blue flower. Now there are a couple nodes that kind of look like this. There's, I forget what the other one is. It's like Asura's Glory or something like that. They're pretty similar looking, but this one is more in the mounds area than anything. Or pretty much only in the mounds areas, at least where I usually find it. And as you can see, there you go, there's your Lunar Hemp. And the other place you can get Lunar Hemp from is the True Indigo plant. And of course, there you go. And there it is right there. So we'll show right now on the map a couple places that you can get either true indigo or midnight blue flowers from. Okay, one thing I wanted to make note is, for example, as I said, in the resource guide, there is actually a resource guide for Age of Calamitous stuff, which I'll link it in the description below because it is really good to have. But one of the other places you can get lunar hemp from is the bear cubs. I can never say the name, the Akakurakuma, whatever, the bear cubs. It's actually listed as a really good place to get it. So I figured we'll just kill one real quick and. There you go. There's your lunar hemp. You get a decent amount from the bear cub. Obviously, I didn't want to go through all the enemies because there's actually a couple more enemies, the scourge dwellers, and the scourge mammoths, stuff like that. But we don't want to go through all that, mainly because we're trying to show the easiest way to get them. Once you start defeating scourge creatures and stuff like that, or whatever bosses, you'll get plenty of different mats ranging, not just the one particular herb. So. I figured showed off for the sake of being complete, somewhat complete. The next resource that we're going to try to get is the mystical plant. This one comes from a couple areas. The best area to get, the best place to get it, in my opinion, at least in my experience, is the glowing algae. It may not be the highest drop, but it's just, I don't know, I'm always finding glowing algae, so it's not really a problem. But it's the same plant, or the same plant that you get the glowing goop from. And there it is right there. Mystical plant. Another place to get mystical plant is the midnight blue flower. There we go. Got it right off the bat. And we'll show a couple locations again where you would get the mystical plant, the glowing algae and the midnight blue flower. Also, it does say that it spawns from coral. That orange stuff. I don't really see it drop that often, so it must be a really low drop, or a really low drop rate. You can get most of these plants. You can also get from scourge creatures, just to put it out there. But again, scourge creatures are a lot harder to beat, especially early game, than finding a plant. Okay, and the last plant is the Firebloom harvest. This one must be a really low drop. Even in testing, I don't think I can get it to drop. This one I usually just grow with the seeds, but that's what the plant looks like, and I'll show you where it is, or at least that's what the plant that you would get. You get from the golden lotus plants. They're pretty much all in the volcano, random spots, so I'll just circle the entire volcano and good luck finding the plants. So they're usually in the nooks and crannies and stuff. There's not like one spot that grows a lot of them, but I figured what we can do is show you where what it at least looks like. So the Firebloom harvest, or Firebloom plant, I don't know why I keep saying harvest, because in the guide it actually lists them all as harvests. But anyways, that's what it looks like right there. So like I said, you get that from the golden lotus plant, which is right here, or the golden lotus flower, which is in the volcano area. I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure the golden flower, I've never seen it anywhere else, or maybe it's just such a small spawn rate throughout the map that I've never really found anywhere else. But like I said, I don't even really bother looking because I just grow it by the time I need it. I'm at the point where I can do planters anyway, so. Okay, so that was all the 9 mats. This was a resource guide for the Age of Calamitous plants, how to and where. Hope you found the video informative. Sorry for putting it out late. There's a lot of mats this game, and it took me a while to track down. I wanted to try to get as much circles on each map as I possibly could, so it took a while. And originally I was making the plant video and the ore video into one, but I found the video was going to be like, an hour and a half long. So I figured, why don't we split them up? The ore video, where to, like the onyx and the tin and all that stuff, that video will be coming soon, so stay tuned for that. We do have another 2 episodes actually that we're almost done editing also, so I went on vacation for a little while, so I know it's been a little while since I put out a video. Apologize for that. But we are back from vacation. We're back in this thing. Had a great time with the family. And now we're back at it and putting out a bunch of videos to you guys. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, hit that subscribe button. so you can get notified of all the future videos that are coming out, because like I said, we do have a good amount coming out soon now that I'm back from vacation. And if you like the video, hit the like button. It helps me out a lot and helps support the channel by getting us these videos in front of more people, which again helps me put out more videos. So and feel free to leave any comments in the section below. I do read them. Any suggestions or questions, ideas for future videos. Like I said, we have the mats video coming out. We have the next episode for our playthrough coming out soon, and a couple of other surprise videos. So I hope you really enjoyed. Thank you so much. And yeah, have a great one.